3 p.m. I detect a quorum for the Codes Fair and Farmers Market Committee. Today we have two pieces on consideration. Resolution RS 2018-1328, Councilman Schulman and Sledge. An initial resolution determining to issue general obligation bonds of the Metro government in an aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $50 million. Do I have a motion?
It's moved to defer, and it's
First meeting in September.
I think it's the first meeting in September. Do you have something behind it?
I do not.
You talking about from Budget and Finance yesterday?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was to move to defer the first meeting in September.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Deferred to the first meeting in September. Second thing, RS 2018-1356, Councilman Glover expresses the intention of the Metro Council to suspend action on any agreement related to any lease and/or redevelopment of the Nashville Fairgrounds until all necessary procedures have been completed. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
For purpose of discussion, second.
And Councilman Glover?
Okay, so I think the key thing to remember, this is a non-binding resolution. And a lot of people have asked me, they said, well, if it's not binding, why are we doing it? I think we need to send the message, we need to slow down. We've asked a lot of questions in Budget and Finance, and we've gotten virtually no answers. And so until we have all the information, and this is also not because I dislike soccer, but this is a unique piece of property, quite frankly. There was a resolution that the people voted on in 2011 that I think we should honor, A. B, we didn't give the cost of living adjustments last year for our employees. If you saw the news yesterday, and you're going to continue seeing this, we don't have operational fire equipment and police equipment. I mean, there are so many other needs in this city, and our priorities are out of whack. So I'm asking us just to slow down. Again, this doesn't hold anybody to anything. It doesn't have that kind of teeth to it. But I do think that if we're talking about spending the taxpayers' money of almost $300 million, when we're about to add another $700 million in debt service for long-term bonds, I just feel like we need to slow down and make sure that before we vote yes or no, we just need to understand what it is we're voting on. And let me be very clear, I'm a no. I'm not going to support it because I'm not going to be disrespectful to the voters in Nashville. So this, again, non-binding, but I'm just asking us to make a statement.
Councilman Davis?
Are they soccer folks here?
Apparently not, no.
Yeah.
I can go get them. They're trapped on the other side of the press conference. That's helpful.
Okay, bring them. I reserve my comment. I don't want to hold it. I'm sorry. I apologize, Chair.
It's quite all right.
All right, because
This is a very important issue.
when I talk about people, I like to talk about them to their faces. So that's why. So I apologize to my wonderful.
I'm good.
Love the hair.
I'm fine.
In the interim?
No, they say
Can I
we're
tell you
changing the
she's
hair.
an Alabama
She's about to change the world.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Can we go ahead and talk?
Please.
So obviously there was a good discussion in Budget Committee, and there'll probably be a good discussion tonight. It is a non-binding resolution.
Right.
I think it was Councilman Sledge, because it's in his district, was just saying that this process continues to go on. Obviously, Sports Authority has moved, Fair Board has moved, excuse me, and now these measures are coming in front of us. I think we have a specialized hearing on Monday, August the 27th. And so I think the point he was trying to make was we have chances to look at this thing and review. I mean, this resolution that we just moved isn't even before us tonight. We won't talk about it. And the rest of the stuff is coming.
Without spoiling, it's not really a surprise. There's been some serious concerns about certain process. It really puts a lack of distrust with the fairgrounds and the MLS, what's going on. And when I heard about it, I made noise about it. They tried to fix it, but it's like, kind of like if you're sitting down for Thanksgiving dinner with your wonderful family, You helped out the mission. You come back and have your family's personal Thanksgiving. And then I come in, I take your Thanksgiving turkey, the mashed potatoes, the gravy, everything. And I said, and then I get caught, and then I go and bring you McDonald's. That's kind of what's kind of happened. And it's really going to affect how my caucus looks at this, because it was kind of racist what they did. And I hope I hope the camera's on. That's what I'm waiting on. Because this is stuff that we do to African Americans every day in this city. And if it's not fixed to where that vendor is whole again, you know what I mean? I've been very quiet, I've been calm, and I've had broken promises about the MLS. We want to do a 50-cent thing, a $1 thing. Here we go. Showtime.
Welcome.
We were stuck on the other side of the press conference.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Hey. Councilman Davis had some questions specifically for the MLS folks.
How's everybody doing tonight?
And just to let you know, we are reviewing RS 2018-1356, which is the Councilman Glover's intention of the Metro Council to suspend action on any agreement related to the lease or redevelopment of the fairgrounds. That's the bill we're discussing at the moment.
I apologize for taking you from your conference, but I'm old school. If I'm going to talk about something, I want to talk about it to their faces. All right. I don't think individually either one of you made a decision. I know each one of you to be a fine, upstanding person. And I think you want to know about it because to address this. I spoke to Theo a little bit about this because I had some concerns, and I was glad that he was on the case now. But this is the big issue to me, and I feel this way, and I'm not accusing anyone personally, but the process, something happened, and there was a contractor, Waddell Wright, and his company put in a bid, and according to information I received, they got the bid. The Sports Authority gave them the bid, and then it was taken away from them, and there was not a reason given. If there was a reason, I'd like to know, because lots of times the city, and growing up and raising a business family that are African Americans in this city, I've seen this city and organizations give a contract to African American businesses and then take it away. And then when it's heard about, they'll give them maybe 30% of what was due back to them. I understand, I mentioned this when Waddell first told me. I mentioned this to the administration. And then there was talks, we can do it. It was kind of like, I gave a scenario, just so I was fair, just so I'm fair with everybody. I said, it's kind of like Thanksgiving. I mean, you go have Thanksgiving, you got a turkey, the dressing, the cranberry sauce, and everything. And then I come in your house and I take your Thanksgiving dinner. But you call the cops. And to make up for it, I bring you McDonald's. That's what it kind of looks like to me. I could be wrong. That's why I wanted to bring you wonderful folks in here to ask that, because I know that would be very disturbing, being women and minorities. Because they do that to women too in the city, they do it to Hispanics, and they do it there. They've been doing it to African Americans a long time. And that concerns me, what happened. It may have nothing to do with Councilman Glover's bill, and I apologize, sir. But this is a big concern because it puts a lack of distrust in the process, with me and other people. And that's very concerning. If this gentleman and his company were awarded a certain percentage of the bid, or to be the head contractor or whoever, when I first heard about it, I was excited, like, finally, the city that's been kicking our butts all this time, finally listen. But then all of a sudden it was like, whoa, it kind of felt like a publicity stuff. That's why I called you in here, so that you could address this and hopefully ease some of my concerns.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to address this. So, you remember months ago, and Larry Adama and his firm, Commonwealth Development Group, they are no longer on the project. And so when they left the project, then the Sports Authority had to figure out who was going to be our project manager / owner's rep. And so we decided that we would use the existing Metro contract for project management owner's rep services. So Ron Gobble with Gobble Hayes and CPS, Capital Project Solutions, who is an owner's rep firm, does a lot of projects with general services. It was determined that we would use both of them. And so Ron Gobble and Gobble Hayes would really focus in on the design. Ron Gobble's an architect, his firm is architect. And then as we moved into construction, then there would still be some room for Ron Gobble, but we would also be using Capital Project Solutions. And so that's where we are. We've not taken a contract away or done anything. There was a proposal that they gave. Then, in some ways, the deal changed as we looked at the construction administration agreement. And so ICON will be the lead project manager, but we still need Metro's interest to be protected, right? So we will continue to use CPS. And so my understanding, based on the conversation, is from what I hear with Waddell. Waddell works for CPS. I met Waddell several times, but I'm not sure whether or not he had all of the information, because at the time that I heard that he had spoken with you, I had just received the proposal. So I hadn't even discussed the proposal with CPS. But this is not a situation where we have completely reversed course and now they're not going to be involved in the project.
Initially, and I'm just so, initially, now whether the Sports Authority or your office made the decision, I just want to find out who made the decision. When the other company was initially CPS, someone or some organization, they received some sort of, hey, was that not true? That that you are the lead. They were in the position basically ICON was in, and I'm looking, but who owns ICON? That's what I'm just trying to figure out, because what I'm digging into, and I've not found, I like to verify before that's why I asked you to come in here.
Yeah.
So I know all the facts. The same folks that we gave that were doing the lease for the soccer stadium, the Ingrams, they own ICON too?
No, they don't.
They don't own ICON, okay.
ICON. But they have retained ICON to serve as their owner's rep. So the ownership group has an owner's rep that's representing their interests. Metro Sports Authority also has an owner's rep. And CPS and Gobble Hayes are our owner's rep.
So CPS is, why can't CPS and Gobble Hayes do the whole project? Because initially I thought they were doing the whole project. Was that an agreement for someone else did? I'm trying to figure out.
No, you are right about that. Initially, when Metro was going to oversee the process of construction, then CPS would have had, they would still have served as our rep. And then you can speak to this if you want to, but they decided that we need to, because of the investment of the team, the ownership team, they started looking at some different models. And so when the Braves moved their stadium from Atlanta into Cobb County, then there was a construction administration agreement that they entered into so that the ownership group kind of oversaw the construction. The thought was, and the intent was, that this would in some way simplify the whole project. And so ICON is under the development agreement, the construction administration agreement, then they take on the lead. There's still a development committee so that the Sports Authority still has a voice. But that's what happens. But nonetheless, we still have to have someone representing Metro's interests, and that's what CPS will continue to do.
Well, it was ICON. Well, initially, and this is where I'm trying to get it down, because I know we got a little time. Okay, so CPS and Gobble, at one time, maybe not from your organization, they were the lead on the construction. But then the ownership says, no, we rather ICON. And now ICON has kind of switched places. Now they're the prime. Is that correct? Or
the project manager.
The project manager. Initially, CPS and Gobble were going to be the project managers.
Correct.
Yes, and that's the thing. If CPS, which Waddell has a large percentage of ownership in CPS, and Gobble, okay? And then all of a sudden, ICON comes in and says, hey, we want to be in. And so essentially takes it away that's how I feel. And you know, we're going to probably discuss this further. Comes in and says the ownership, which is, you know, the ownership says we want Icon. We essentially, by doing that, you're basically saying they don't want that firm. You know, you may want them in somehow involvement, and this is how I'm feeling. And so it was the ownership that made that decision to bring in Icon.
I don't think it was solely the ownership, and I also can't speak to, when I say ownership in this context, I mean Waddell. I don't know his own, I knew that he worked for them. I wasn't aware of an ownership stake, which doesn't mean that he doesn't have one. But I know CPS has a very long-standing contract with Metro, a very large contract with Metro. That is not changing at all, but the Sports Authority is going to continue. We're piggybacking off that contract so that we
But
can
they
work
would have
with
gotten more
CPS.
money if they would have stayed in the lead position the Icon had. That's what I'm saying. If the team owners chose Icon, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who brought in Icon. Who was that said, hey, I'd rather use Icon than CPS and Gobble? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Was it the Sports Authority or was it a joint? Who was it that decided to bring in Icon?
My understanding that it was a joint decision that the ownership group and the administration, as they worked through that process, that we've got to have, somebody's got to take the lead. I mean, it's clearly a very complicated project, and we've got multiple managers. Icon needs to be involved because they're already serving as the team's project manager. So in essence, they were serving as, they had already been retained and hired by the team from day one. So it wasn't that we had CPS and Gobble Hayes, and then the ownership group just said, hey, we're going to bring in somebody different, forget everybody else. They were already on the project.
So they were going to be the lead regardless. So why did CPS and Gobble think that they were the lead, or they thought they were? Basically, they were thinking that they were in the position where basically CPS and Gobble thought they were in the position
Where they would come in and run the
yeah, where Icon is now. Somehow they were misled by whoever. They were misled, and then I hear that, hey, now it's this person now, you know, and not that person.
Yeah, I think that there had to be a determination had to be made because there was a project manager over here that the team was using, and then there were project managers on Metro side. And so how is this going to work? How are we going to work together? Who is going to make some decisions?
Well, the Icon needs to take the subordinate spot and put CPS back up there.
Councilman, all due respect.
Okay, I know.
I appreciate the questions and I appreciate your answers, but they absolutely have no relevance on the piece of legislation that we are discussing at the moment. This is all about whether or not we are going to suspend action on any agreement related to any lease or redevelopment of the National Fairgrounds until all necessary procedures have been completed. So, all due respect, I know we're all pushed for time because we have other council meetings to get to, probably concerning this same thing. So, do I have anybody calling the question?
I'll call it question.
All in favor?
Of the question, of calling the question?
Yes.
Aye.
Okay. Now, we are on the motion or the resolution as put forward. Do I have a motion for the resolution?
You already had that. We had that.
Yeah,
So
the second.
you're on the
Yeah.
phone.
Okay.
And you had the second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Mr. Davis?
I vote to let it. I vote majority of the committee. Sorry.
No, you got to say yes or no on this one.
Oh, yes.
4-4, 1 against. Resolution passes. And that concludes Coast Fairgrounds and Farmers Market Committee meeting. Thank you very much.